Action as the new Trier Trevians take on the Maine South Hawks, a second meeting between the two schools during the 2008 season, 7-8. We're all set for the opening tip-off. Opening tip won by the Trevians. Sean Stanley gives it off to James Clark up top. Peter Bame. Peter Bame to Sean Stanley to McCrary over to the far side. Maine South had an excellent game against Evanston. Lost by just 2 points. Floor leader Chow for the Hawks. Now back to Chow. Looking for some place to go to it. Put to the near side. Cross court. Back over here to the near side. Up top. To the corner. One thing that the Trevians do have is a tremendous height advantage. Hawks got it back. Up and in. And Maine South in an early 2-0 lead. And that height advantage on a 1-3-1 defense can be pretty intimidating to high school players, other players. Up top, Peter Bain. To the corner, going for the three. No. That was Alex Rossi trying that. In the corner. Underneath, knocked away, picked up by the Trevians. Tried to go inside. Trevians pick it up. Try to alley-oop it. No. Put back, no, but the foul. And Trevians will go to the line. It'll be Tim McCrary going for the deuce. 2-shot foul. Gets the first. And the second as well. Hawks with the ball. Game tied at 2 early in the going. And out of bounds. Last touch by the Trevians. I think that went off a Trevian foot. And the inbound. Turns around, takes a three. Yes. From the corner. On the side, Alex Rossi. Rossi up and in. On the side. Underneath, knocked away by Peter Bain. Out of bounds to the Hawks. Boy, in order to do my broadcast, I've got so many remote controls, and I have to have different ones because they're different machines and all kinds of stuff. So it's like, try to find these things around here. Up top. It's just a lot easier than to have one machine, because if I hit one button on one machine, whoops. Hand check. And the Trevians will inbound in the corner. In for Clark. Clark gave it back to Peter Bain. Little spin move. Peter puts it up and in. And from the outside for Trino. Hawks get the rebound. Little fadeaway jumper. No. And James Clark comes up with it. Clark to the side. Back to Clark. Clark goes for a three. No. And the foul on McCrary. Going for the rebound. Trevians lead by a point. 4:53 left to play here in the first quarter. Inbounded. Hawks Child finally brings it across the timeline, underneath. I should have taken the shot. Up top, going for the three. No. And the Trevians, Peter Babe came up with it. Peter dished it off, up top. McCrary to this side. Clark. And Clark puts it on. Hawks set it up top. To the side and out of bounds. Last touch by James Clark. Got a little fingertip on it to get it out of bounds. Jack Bain checks into the ballgame for the Trevians over on the far side. Into the paint, turn around and out and in. Peter into Clark. Clark had a little trouble with it. Triple team took the shot, no, and the Hawks come down with it. Up top. To the side. Chow to the corner. Back up top, going for the three, and no, wide to the right. Brought down by Jack Bain. He tried the strong arm of the head, but out of bounds. Pass intended for Peter. I don't even think Peter was really looking for that one. And Fred Hildring will check into the game for New Trier, the 6'9" sophomore. Inbounded, Jack to Peter. Peter brings it across the timeline. Peter drives to the basket, dished it off, but a little late. Traveling. Realized he didn't have a shot. And thought to give it back, but took one too many steps. On the side, up top. Inside, going for a little deucer. Nope. Trevians with it. Up ahead for Rossi. Rossi gave it to Peter, over to Jack. Jack goes for the long three and hits it. Up ahead. Dished off to the side. Out of bounds. Brought forward by Ruski, going for another three, and yes, by Alex Rossi. Underneath, and blocked by Clark. Jack gave it off to Clark. Clark goes for the long shot, no. Rossi got the rebound. Rossi with a little putback, and the Trevians have suddenly taken a big lead here. They're up by 9 with a minute 54 left to play here in the first quarter. The inbound. Up ahead. There's a shot, no, on the floor. And it'll be Maine South basketball underneath their own basket. Well, hard to believe I'm already getting my baseball schedule up on the calendar. Won't be too long till we get to that season. About 6 weeks. It'll be a little bit longer than that for the new Trier games, though. There's a shot outside, good for the three. We'll start our Comcast network on Channel 19 a little bit earlier than the new Trier broadcast, which will be around the first week of April. Inside, Hildring. Hildring turned around, shot no. Got a little physical with Fred. Nope. And the foul. Up top. The floor general directing the troops. Up top again. Near side. Far, back up top into the paint. And dished it off. Stolen by Clark. Clark drives up and in, and he got fouled. Count the basket. And a chance of three-point play. Trevians lead by 8. They can return it to 9 here. And got it. Trevians lead by 9. Double team and the foul on the hack on the arm. The inbound. And gets away. To the side. The shot is good. Sean Stanley to Ruski. Peter Bain, Ruski, give it to Stanley. Inside, back up top. And Peter Bain. Pulled back out. Ruski. Peter Bain. Going for the last shot of the quarter. And no. Put back. Yes, counted at the buzzer. And the Trevians lead by 9. And we'll be back with more in just a moment here on the network. And tonight's trivia. Who holds the record for the most points scored against Maine South? Is it A, Matt Loddick, B, Rick Hilshire, C, Bob Rosen, or D, Jeff Ryan? That's the father of the Jeff Ryan that's playing for Northwestern University. Who holds the record for the most points scored against Maine South? Loddick, Hilshire, Rosen, or Ryan? We'll have the answer to that trivia question at halftime. And we're just about set to get underway here with the second quarter. Inbound. Hawks with the ball. Trevians with the 9-point lead. Oops, on the floor. Had a little trouble. Second effort. Gets it up and in. On the near side. Rossi. Clark. Back to Rossi. Rossi dished it off and stolen away from Tim McCrary. On the side. Underneath, knocked away. McCrary saved it, but the Hawks get it back. Going for the three. No, short. And New Trier with the rebound. Sean Stanley gave it off to Rossi. Clark. Jack Bain from the corner. No. Missed everything. Out of bounds. Peter Bain, rather. That sent it out of here. Rebound. Attempt. It might have even been a pass to McCrary, but McCrary hands couldn't quite get there. Couldn't hold on. Up ahead. Here's a little jumper for 2. No. And Clark knocked away from him. Up and in for the deuce. Sean Stanley. Peter Bain. McCrary up top. Rossi to the corner. Inside for Clark. Back up top. And Sean Stanley for the three. Nails it. Underneath. And the reverse layup for the deuce. On the side, Peter Bay. In for McCurry. McCurry to Sean Stanley. Goes again for the three and hits it again. And a quick timeout taken as the lead remains at 9 for the Trevians. Still have lots of basketball left. Playoffs not too far away. We have the second meeting between New Trier and Evanston coming up. There's a three. And the lead cut to 6. Jack Bain. Little deucer by McCrary. Nice little jumper. Back up top, over here to the near side. The inside, turnaround jumper, no. And brought down by Rossi. Alex Rossi gave it off. Jack Bain in the corner, yes, for a three. And the lead back to 9. Stolen by Jack. And given to McCrary. McCrary to Clark. Over to the side. Peter tried to go inside and couldn't get there. Couldn't get the ball in. And given to Jack Bain. Now Bain fouled. As he crossed, or Peter rather fouled. No, I was right, Jack. So, they're standing next to each other, 3 and 33, and obviously they're both the same height. And from a little bit of a distance, sometimes kind of hard to tell. Peter inbounds it over here to the side. A little jumper rolls out by Jack and out of bounds to the Hawks of Maine South. It wasn't until the early 70s that New Trier East played Maine South. New Trier West played them as West joined the Central Suburban League, but East was in the old Suburban League, and until that league disappeared with the advent of football playoffs, that they three teams from the west suburbs that were in the old Suburban League gave up the ghost. And the old Suburban League broke up, and what was the original Central Suburban League took in the new members. Over to the side, back up top, going for the three. No. And in those days when I think Niles East just closed with that. That was part of that deal, or maybe a year or two later. But the old Suburban League was Waukegan, Highland Park, New Trier, Evanston, Niles East, and the three West Suburban guys, Oak Park River Forest, Proviso East, and Morton East. On the near side. Inside. Peter drives to the lane. No, he got fouled though, and he'll go to the line. And then when the Central Suburban League took in the new members, it was Waukegan East and West, Highland Park, Deerfield, New Trier East and West, Evanston, Niles, west and north. Glenbrook, north and south. And the three of the four Maine schools. There was a fourth one, Maine North, but they didn't last very long. And I don't think they ever joined the Central Suburban. I think they were in that North Suburban League all their time that they were in. Cross court, over here to the near side. Back across, up top. And Jack Bain's shot didn't go. One of the guys that's still around from the Maine North days is Coach Mortier. He started his football career as a coach at Maine North. Up and in. Clark into the paint. Tried the strong arm, no, the foul. And James Clark will go to the line. Trevians lead at 10. 2:04 to play in the quarter. Nope, to the first. For 1 year, Thornton High School joined that Suburban League. Well, you talk about a travel trip in those days. And a foul. It was 1950, I think, or 51, someplace like that. Now imagine going for a Friday night basketball game, Waukegan to Thornton and Harvey for a game. Actually, you could do it by train, several ways by train in those days, and actually walk to the games. And you do that, you take the North Shore line, which was right behind, or right next to Waukegan High School at the time, the old building. Then go to, here's a three, no. And out of bounds to Maine South. You take the North Shore line down to, well, you'd have to take it on the west side of the loop. So you'd have to get off maybe at Van Buren and State. Then walk over to the Illinois Central Electric, or Metro Electric now, and take that to Harvey, and then walk from the train station in Harvey to Thornton High School. It's good for the three. Bain with the three. Peter, that was. No, it was Jack. No, I'm right, it was Peter. Dished off over to the side. Back up top for Peter Bain. Peter Bain gave it back to the far side, Sean Stanley. I'll make it, yeah, it was Stanley. Sean Stanley gives it back to Jack Bain. Rusky in for Peter, back up top, going for the three, no. And they put back, no. At the buzzer. The Trevians, though, with the lead, 42-27. And we'll be back with more here on the Metro Chicago Sports Network right after we pause for these messages. Our trivia for this game. Who holds the record for the most points scored against Maine South? Matt Loddick, Rick Hilscher, Bob Rosen, or Jeff Ryan? And it is a trick question. The answer is all of them. Lotta, Kilshire, Rosen, and Ryan all scored 27 points against Maine South. Second half underway. Hawks with the ball. Trevians with the 15-point lead. Up top. Inside. Goes for the deuce. No. And brought down by Clark. James Clark gives it off up top. Inside. Back out top. Up and in by Peter Bain. Over to the far side. Back over here to the near. Back to the far. Up top. On the far side. Out high. And errant pass. Sean Stanley up and makes it for the deuce. And the Trevians have added to their lead. And lead by 19 now. Whoa! Up top. Hawks dished off to the side. Going for the three. No, short. McCrary up ahead. Sean Stanley up top for Stanley. Over here to the near side. Clark, and his pass deflected away, and Hawks bring it back the other way. Tipped out of bounds. The inbound. On the side. Up top. To the far side, again up top. Rossi guarding to the corner for the three. No. Put back, no. And brought down by McCrary. He gave it off to Clark to the side, going for the three, no. And back up top, and errant pass. Kind of each one, Stanley and Peter Bain each looked at each other and kind of went, it's for you, right? It went right between them. Well, maybe that was Rossi's intent with that pass. Turnaround three, nope. And picked up by McCrary. On the near side, Peter Bain goes for the three. Yes, counted, and the foul. And a chance at a 4-point play. Trevians lead up to 21 now. Nope. Bounces around, and finally Peter Bain gets it. He gets fouled. And a timeout taken. Peter will inbound it. Gave it to his brother, Jack. James Clark. Jack. Far side. Now back over here to the near side, Rossi. Jack. Inside. The jumper rolls in by McCrary. Underneath, a little back door, and got the deuce. Peter to the side, Jack. Up top, Peter. Dished it off to Clark, and he gets the deuce. Up, no, and the foul on the hand. Gets the first. and the second. Peter into Ruski. Ruski ahead for Clark. Clark drives up and no. Rolled out. McCrary. And a foul. There'll be New Trier basketball underneath. Inside. A little jumper, no. And taken down by the Hawks, who bring it back. Looking for somewhere to go with it. And off the fingertips of Peter Bain. Out of bounds to Maine South. My guess is the reason they called the league the Central Suburban League, going back to some of the stuff we were talking about in the first half, was that it was in between the Suburban League and the Mid-Suburban League. So it was kind of central between the two of them. Kind of up the Skokie Valley, as it were, or the Des Plaines Valley. From the outside, no, by Jack. And off Rossi, out of bounds. On the near side, looking for some help, put over to the far. Underneath, up top, and from the outside, nope. Most of the schools that formed the original Central Suburban League were all buildings that opened in the early to mid-60s. 62, 63, 64, 65. New Trier West being the last of that group. Up top. Yes for three by Alex Rossi on the trifecta. On the near side. Whoa. And foul on the reach in on Peter Bain. Trevians lead by a bunch. Third quarter. Inside. And the layup. Rossi underneath, reverse, and McCrary. Boy, Jim's starting to score a little bit. And the more scoring that the Trevians can get, the better, because they have not been shooting well in the early half. Oh, my, what a nice steal by Peter. And Ruski got pushed, but wasn't a foul, and out of bounds off, I think, Sean Stanley. The inbound. Jeremy Wynn just in the game for the Trevians. Shot no, off the fingers, out of bounds to New Trier. Over to the far side. Inside, back up top. Peter goes for the three. No, put back, yes, by Jack. Up top, Hawks. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Put it inside, back up top. Looking to dish it off. Now over here to the near side, to the corner. And a block. Trevian foul. Hawks retain possession up top. Through the fingers. Taken by the Trevians. And Jeremy Wynn with the layout. Boy, that steal by Peter Bain. Something to talk about. On the push, foul. Hawks inbound. On the far side, up top. Looking for some place to go with it. Trevians not playing as tight as they did at the beginning of the game, understandably so. Trevians with the big lead. Up ahead, and whoop, ow. Goes in knee first. A foul on Wynn. A long shot, no. Oh, and out of bounds. Hawks will retain possession? No. Yes, Hawks retain possession. And at the buzzer, nope. But the Trevians have a big lead here. And we'll be back with more in just a moment here on the Metro Chicago Sports Network. Trevs get the ball. Ruski gave it off. Hildring underneath. And out of bounds. Jamie Galone in the game for the Trevians. On the side, going for the three. Nope. Got the rebound back, and nope. Foul. From behind, I think that was Galone. Howard, Hildring, Galone, Ruski out there. And Jeremy Wynn for the Trevians. Traveling music maestro. Howard up ahead to the side. I take that back. Sammy Herman out there. I said Howard, and it is not. It is Sammy Herman. Herman inbounds it. Hildring up top. Rusky. The dish off. The shot blocked. And a push foul. And Trevians retain possession. In tight. Getting a little sloppy out there. On the near side. Back over to the far. In the corner. Up top. To the near side. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Into the corner. Up top. On the rotation. And for three, yes. Herman inbounds it to Hildring. Gave it back to Herman. Herman put it to the far side, Rusky. Rusky ahead for Jeremy Wynn. Wynn pulls it back out, gave it to Rusky. Now in for Galone, and he traveled as he was trying to catch the ball and move to the side at the same time. On the side. Nearly knocked away by Hildring up top. Over to the far side. I take that back. That wasn't Hildring. That was Herman that nearly took it away. Nope. Now Hildring gave it off to Wynn. And off the foot, out of bounds. Possession retained by New Trier. New Trier giving some of the players on the bench a little extra time. Trevians up by a lot. Wynn. Over to Ruski. Ruski, spinoramas. In for Hildring. Hildring's shot, no. Put back is good. Ruski with the deuce. Underneath. And the reverse layup in. Inbounded. Up ahead, Sammy Herman, run and gun, and he got whacked hard. So Herman to the line. Doug Howard in there now. Gets the first. And the second as well. On the corner. Back up top. On the rotation. Having trouble. Trying to find something. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Trevians. New Trier leads by 25. To the corner, going for the long one. Nope. Jeremy Wynn. Dished it off. And Runnels couldn't hold on to it. Back come the Hawks. And the foul. Note on the first of the one hand. Jeremy Wynn with the ball. Wynn. And he threw it away. Tyler Sugiyama checks in, replacing Jeremy Wynn. Back to the near. Looking for somewhere to go with it. To this side. Back up top. Going for the three. Yes. Tyler Sugiyama on the floor. Picked up by the Hawks. Going for the long one. Nope. And the foul. Accidental though that was. Sugiyama gave it off. Sammy Herman up. No. And the Hawks bring it back down. Winding down this game. The shot counts and the foul. Got it. New Trier will be home for a couple of games after this one. Farragut. Waukegan and Glenbrook South before the second Evanston game. Up and in on the skyhook by Galone. So Jimmy Galone with the deuce. And the Trevians maintaining their lead. Outside, nope, on the three. Underneath, saved it. Sugiyama. And Runnels for the three, no. And stolen eventually by the Hawks up into the paint. Count it. And a chance at a three-point play. Nope, hit heavy. Got it back, though, down on the floor. Picked up by Howard. And he gave it off to Sugiyama. Sugiyama with a little razzle-dazzle there. Front of the one-hand missed. Galone with the rebound. Galone puts it in. Inside, Trevians. Steal the errant pass. Runnels. To the corner. Whoops, stepped on the line, out of bounds. And it's Hawks with the ball. The Maine South Hawks. Whoa! Out of bounds. And out of bounds again. And the foul, and Sammy Herman to the line. Gets the first. Missed the second. Brought down by Howard. He puts it up with the deuce. On the side. Inside. Looking down on the floor. Loose ball. Scribbs outside. Going for the three. Well short. And the Trevians with the rebound. And the foul. And Sammy Herman again to the line. Gets the first. And the second as well. This one's been over rather early. Count it. And the foul. And a three-point play out of it. Less than a minute to go here in the fourth quarter. Trevians leading 75-52. Whoops, on the foul. And Sugiyama goes to the line. Gets the first. And the second as well. On the side. Up top. To the corner. Going for the three. Yes. And Tyler Sugiyama. Just kind of holding on now. We'll hold on to the ball and finish this one off. And the Trevians win 77-55. So the Trevians win this one by 22, 77-55. Join us for our next sports action here on the network. Hope you enjoyed this one. And for all of us here at the network, we say as always, so long, everybody.